Welcome back, NicknLex here. Thank you so much for joining me today to this new episode of Music with Nick. Today, we got some King Crimson. Oh my God, I'm super excited. Thank you so much, Kevin. I'm just going to call you for now Kevin B, because I don't know how much of your identity you want to reveal online. So Kevin, thank you so much for sponsoring this video. I appreciate it. So King Crimson, what can I say? Last reaction just blew me away. Alexia, we were both blown away by the amount of talent, creativity, everything that was being played in that song was just masterful, and we loved it. So I can't wait to get a 23-minute dose of King Crimson. I'm super excited. I hope the video stays up as long as possible. Mr. Fripp, if you see this, thank you so much for allowing us, to use your music, to appreciate it, to pass it on to the next generation, to our kids. Teenagers nowadays, they need to listen to your music, and I hope that YouTube really, provides that. So that's pretty much what we're trying to do with all of this, so thank you so much. If you see this, any musician involved in this production as well, thank you so much. I wanted to really quickly, read off the people involved in this album. Give me one second. So this is the third album, which came out in 1970 on December 11th. That's the day I got married, on my second wedding. So that's a kind of cool. But yeah, it's Lizard is the third studio album of British prog rock band King Crimson, released on December 11th, 1970, 71 Atlantic Records in the United States and Canada. It was the second consecutive King Crimson album recorded by transitional lineups of the group that did not perform live following the In the Wake of Poseidon. This is the only album by the band to feature singer and bass guitarist Gordon Haskell, apart from his appearance singing Cadence and Cascade on the previous album, and drummer Andy McCulloch as official band member. So I just wanted to see, so we have Mr. Fripp on guitar, mellotron, and Hammond organ, all the production, Peter Sinfield lyrics, we have Mel Collins on sax and flute, Gordon Haskell bass, guitar, vocals, and Andy McCulloch on drums. So I know that the previous album we had Greg Lake on the on the album, and he left for ELP, as we all know. But you will get me, I guess, he was on acoustic guitar and vocals on the majority of the album. That's awesome. But yeah, he left for ELP to do his to get into that kind of music, which is obviously, we also love it. VLP, we love Genesis, we love Yes, we love all the good stuff, UK, you name it, right? So again, I'm super excited to do this. I'm gonna try and not pause too much. If I feel that there's some kind of pause, where a pause would not kind of like destroy the experience, although I know you guys have heard this hundreds of times, sometimes it is kind of difficult to, after 23 minutes, to talk about a song at all. So I'm gonna try and maybe interject now and then. I know a lot of people just listen to the entire thing. I don't know if they take notes, but I can't do it. Let's see how it goes. But again, thank you so much for being here, all you prog fans, rock fans, jazz fans. I mean, it's all the same genre. It's just music that's a little bit out there, and we love it. So here we go with the Lizard, and it's also into, let me just see, there are some parts to this. So I wanted to get it right for you guys. So we have the title that is called The Lizard. Let's see. I just had it pulled up. I'm sorry that I'm so excited, man. I just love, King Crimson. So Lizard, we have A, which is Prince Rupert Awakes, B, Bolero, the Peacock's Tale, C, The Battle of Glass Tears, and then C has 1, 2, and 3, Dawn Song, Last Skirmish, Prince Rupert's Lament, and then D, Big Top. Wonderful. Like, it's a whole concept, this song. I'm so excited. Well, without further ado, let's get into it. Enjoy grab yourself a drink. I got some coffee, make yourself comfortable, put it on your favorite surround sound or speakers. Are all the lights on? I think they are. And yeah, just enjoy the ride. And here we go. Again, thank you so much for being here, everyone. Thank you so much again, Kevin, for sponsoring this. I appreciate it. Here we go. King Crimson.
Farewell, the temple master's bells, his kiosk and his black worm seed, courtship solely of his word.
Wow, the boy.
With Eden guaranteed, for now Prince Rupert's tears are past. Make saffron Sabbath eyelids scar the sacred tablet, which the lizards feed. Wake your reason's hollow boat, where your blizzard season cold. Burn a bridge and burn a boat, stake a lizard by the throat.
Wow.
Polonius or Neil, the reapers name their harvest done. Oh, your tarnished devil's spoons will rust beneath our corn. Now bears Prince Rupert's garden low, across his rain-tree shaded lawn. Lizard bones become the food, and there the swan is born. Wake your reason's hollow boat, where your blizzard season cold. Burn a bridge and burn a boat, stake a lizard by the throat.
I was going insane. I was like, he sounds like John Anderson. And now thankfully, it is John Anderson. I was like, this is insane how much even it's the same voice. Like, it doesn't say anything here. It doesn't. Additional musician, I would all hear John Anderson vocals 5A. So just on this part, which is Prince Rupert, I was going insane. I was like, literally, and I was going to look like a fool. I was going to say, Gordon Haskell literally sounds like John Anderson. Literally, even the nuances, even when he sings quietly, when he goes up, down, everything. So I'm so happy I saw this. Now I can rest and enjoy this, because I was going literally like, I was like, this is too much of a coincidence. He literally sounds like John, and it is John. So here we go. Beautiful classical passages so far. I'm loving it. It's wonderful.
Where your blizzard season cold. Burn a bridge and burn a boat, stake a lizard by the
I was like, wow, it's
round which a posted lizard sold. Visions to the leaden flow of rainbow sands and gold. Little tales Prince Rupert's Peacock brings, of wolves and trumpets thousandfold. Prophet
Wow. So the bolero, now the typical bolero. Oh my god, this sounded literally like something out of a movie like The Godfather. You know, like very, I don't know, just beautiful melody. It's a romantic song, you know, like the lyrics obviously, you know, are a little bit I was not really so focused on them. I know, you know, I know it's about a prince and all that stuff, but I'm paying more attention honestly to the music. Beautiful, just beautiful chord progressions here, and just very romantic. I don't know, I just love the feel of it. But here we have, I think, the second part, which is the Bolero. to stop because there's so much happening. I loved the first part of this, like, which basically now turned into like a jazz jam session. Like the trumpet playing diminished arpeggios, beautiful. But the way it was carried, first I love that trumpet playing that beautiful melody, and then the way, you know, the keyboard was like sprinkling, like it sounds almost like you're in some kind of like dream world. And then suddenly the oboe takes over, you know, the beautifully transition between the trumpet and the oboe, so subtly, very classical music. And I loved how the bass was like carrying the whole music with the you know, that bolero drum pattern, that little I guess it's, I don't know if you call it like a march or something, right? And then when the sax came in, that's when the whole thing started to pick up. In, I think also in I mean, the chord progression changed, the tempo changed, and it became more like a blues, and then morphed into like a full jazz, you know, tune. And because of the chord progressions, you could hear the chords change, and then it's like, okay, now we're gonna jam. Let's just improvise, and that's when we could hear, you know, the trumpet and the sax playing, you know, arpeggios and scales, and just really cool improv. And I think it's about to change again, but I wanted to just talk about this because there's so much happening, so much goodness, so much great music happening. These classical influenced, you know, with the addition of jazz, and that's what it is. It's rock fusion or progressive rock. You know, there's a really fine line that separates the styles, but in essence, they're like pretty much the same genre. That's why most people that listen to prog rock also listen to jazz fusion or any kind of fusion, you know. So or jazz. This is so good, man. I sent it already to Alexia because she's gonna love it. The whole start, I'm not even halfway through, but it's already like, it's beautiful. Let's go. Let's keep going. The bass carrying it. Beautiful harmonies here. Wow, this part was beautiful because I don't know if the trumpet was playing flat or sharp there for a second, but on purpose. And it has like a Spanish vibe. I don't know, because of the mode. I think the scale that he was playing on the trumpet, you know, it has like this flavor, you know, that is very, I don't want to say Latin infused, but I could even say Spanish from Spain. It has like this, ole, you know, this kind of like vibe in there. And now they departed from that again. I thought it was going to turn into some kind of like salsa because of the piano, the arpeggios or the chord progression that was being played. But now it's again going to the oboe. It's just, this is the way the way they find, I don't know who wrote this. This is so good, but the way they kind of like, you know, play and then find an exit again and then start over, that is just masterful. It's like, you know, for this not being classical music or jazz, for this being said, we're a rock band, and to play like this is, you know, we're the luckiest people on this planet to be able to have bands like this, you know. Wonderful. The chords behind. This last part, I mean, the chords in the background, the way, like, it's like a, you know, this canvas that's being created. So this the oboe, I think, I if I'm messing up the instruments, I'm sorry, but da 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 da, you know, that beautiful, you know, string section in the back elevating that instrument. It's so cool, you know, it's so masterfully done. Man, thank you so much for this. Very dense, and I don't know if that was the Battle of Glass. Man, I mean, all the time signature changes, the bass. I love that the trumpet was doing the boom, 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 the heavy part, you know. There's all like this chaos going on, but in reality, it's all like, it sounds very, you know, cacophony like, but it's all perfectly. Yes, there were some chords thrown in there for tension that kind of like, you know, wakes you up if you're like, you know, going off into the stratosphere like I was doing. But there is some, you know, tension moments, like, you know, just like clashing some chords purposefully, you know, just to kind of like build that like, whoa, you know, one moment. I love that they were doing it even at the beginning, you know, there was some clashing of chords, and then right after something very you know, harmonious, just to settle the score that, hey, you're doing this on purpose, you know, we're trying to mess with you. I don't know how, you know, there's a lot of people that react to this, and I don't know, like, do they enjoy this, you know, do they like this, because it is very dense, you know. I've been listening to this music for half of my life, you know. I was listening just to Alan Holdsworth for like 14 years, so pretty much nothing throws me off. Like, I'm just like, the more chaos and the music, the more interesting it gets, because I'm literally like just searching for stuff. And what is every instrument doing? I'm trying to pick up everything, and yes, it's in my head. I don't really like to call out chords, because I could be very wrong, and I don't like to call out scales either. I do recognize it, but I could be wrong, you know. It's very, very easy to mess up with all the modes that are there, and, you know, so. But I do get it. I know what if they're doing some kind of diminished run or a chromatic run or stuff like that. It's so cool that I pick it up because I recognize those sounds because of my instrument, right? So, but a lot of people, I don't know if they would be thrown off by this and would think, well, you know, I'm reacting to this really crazy music, but I don't think I'm gonna listen to this again. I would definitely listen to this again because this is just what I what I really like. You know, I really thrive from music like this, and it's just it's amazing. This is just masterfully done. It is very dense, you know. I don't know if I would have liked this maybe let's say 10 years ago, you know. Um maybe that would have been maybe I wasn't ready for that kind of like, you know, density in music, but I'm certainly now, you know, I really take it in with love, you know. um this is just fantastic. So and so there's another change. I don't know if this is big big top, but let's see, we'll find out. I mean, I can't really, I don't know the parts, you know. I don't know the I've never seen the CD where it kind of tells you at this second in this moment this, so I'm just guessing here, but so far it's been a ride, you know. It's been just a master class, you know, in music and how to kind of also use all sorts of musical styles in one setting: rock, classical music, jazz. uh there's so much virtuosity on each instrument, you know. Like the piano I've heard doing like you know, crazy 16th notes runs and even faster, you know. um it's just crazy how much how it's just crazy how hard this would get to play live. I know these people, you know, these musicians are all pros and it's all on paper, and you know, and there is some guidance sometimes, you know. um I don't know, but I guess after a while you do learn the song, and even though it's 23 minutes, I mean, look at Dream Theater, they play their stuff and they have no sheet music, they just know the stuff and they practice and practice and practice. But it's just sometimes baffling how good these people play, and how good they play it live, you know. Okay, let's keep going. This is just wonderful. 6 more minutes. I literally don't want it to end. I wouldn't even mind if this was 47 minutes long, you know. If the music is that good, I don't care, you know. It's like, it's just like, give me more, you know, literally. Wow. The way he plays the legato on the guitar, amazing. Because you don't hear the pick. It's just like, it's all the left hand. And then boom, boom, boom. It almost sounded like tribal. The reprise. Almost circus like. I love it. Oh, the next song is called Circus. Man, oh man. Thank you so much, Kevin. This was amazing. I mean, it's impossible, you know, to capture everything on the first listen. This is yeah, it's just masterfully done. And I mean, it's King Crimson, you know, like I don't know. Look, you know, I don't know. I just wish we could do like a lot more of this music, this band, because I mean, we are doing a lot of prog and we're doing a lot of progressive rock on the channel, and it's like, well, that's our favorite, you know, stuff to cover. It's just so interesting. I mean, look here, Steely Dan, Walter Becker in particular, but which is also rock fusion, you know, jazz fusion, and that in their later, you know, albums. And man, it's just so much fun to listen to this music, and I hope people, you know, can appreciate. It is weird, you know, it is obviously out there, and it just demands attention, you know. If you give it the attention, then you will understand what they're doing, and you will appreciate it, and you will love it, and you will want to listen to it again, just how far they got, just how out there it was, you know. And that's the beauty of this music, you know, that some people said, you know, there's all these bands playing in 4/4, you know, let's change it up a little bit, you know, like I have all these ideas, and yeah, we could do, you know, 18 songs, let's just put it into one, you know. And that is just the beauty of progressive rock, you know, that there is no boundaries, there is no limits, there is no rules, you know. And that's the beauty of jazz, you know. There is really not so many. I mean, there's certain rules in jazz, of course, and yes, in music, but you can break them. You can get away with, you know, breaking those rules, and sometimes it just, you know, it's ecstasy for the senses, you know. I can only imagine how this must have sounded like on some kind of, you know, substance, you know, which were obviously very, very popular during the 70s. It's coming back, you know. In this state, for example, you can smoke as much as you want, you know, or do, I don't know, whatever, like hallucinogenics, so I don't know how you call them, sorry. But yeah, it would be crazy enhancement, you know. And I'm sure that people that listen to this, you know, on these supplements or whatever, you know, on these drugs, they must have been like on a different, like, in a different dimension, because it's also music that is also, I guess, designed to take you to another place. And when they were playing it, I don't know, you know, or when they were writing it, I have no idea. I really don't know. I would have to ask the musicians, but this was just wonderful. Even in this state that I am, it's just beautiful and masterfully, and I can't wait to listen to more. Thank you so much, everyone for being here, for watching me, listening to this for the first time and trying to understand as good as possible, or appreciating as good as possible, thank you, for taking the time, and I hope you enjoyed. And yes, I did pause. I had to. It was just too much stuff going on that I wouldn't have remembered to talk about. And I don't want to do just faces, because I feel when I make my faces, I'm really like, I don't know, that's what I feel in that moment. And I know it might look bizarre, but hey, that's just who I am, So, I don't know how you could sit there with a straight face and listen to this music. Anyone being by himself, not in front of a camera, there must, like, you have to, if you really listen, then you morph into these expressions, at least and I've seen people that do this as well. We put on our faces, and it's just, music takes you to places, which are beautiful, amazing. And I can't believe this is 54 years old. This is just amazing music. And I wish this would come back in full throttle on the radio, bands like this. And I do hope, I have hope for the future, because there's so many kids that are really digging this kind of music because of YouTube, because of Spotify. Yes, I know they can't afford to go to concerts, or they're not even allowed there yet sometimes. But, also parents, play this music to your kids, if you have smaller kids, and they will develop a taste in great music. This has happened even with my baby sister, Alexis, little sister. She only listened to jazz, and now she's a jazz, like, literally enthusiast, and she loves to sing, and she loves to challenge herself. She doesn't listen to the stuff that's on the radio today, because honestly, what's on the radio today is garbage. There is amazing music being made right now, but unfortunately it's not on the radio. That's what I keep repeating. But there is beautiful, complex music being recorded right now as we're speaking. Jazz, prog rock, metal, instrumental guitar music, fusion, but it's just like it hasn't found its market, and I just have a good feeling that it will. And with all this AI stuff going on, I'm sure that people are going to be pushing more towards actually learning the instruments, because they don't want to just press a button. What kind of accomplishment would that be? If you push a button and it's you generated a song, there's no payoff. The payoff is learning the instrument, figuring out the chords, figuring out the harmony, figuring out the melodies, figuring out the lyrics. That no machine can do that. So I just have good hopes for the future. Again, thank you so much for watching me. I appreciate it. Thank you again, Kevin, for sponsoring this. Thank you, King Crimson, for playing this wonderful music. Thank you, and I'll see you all in the next one.